the way the list kind of shapes up. Again, like I mentioned with the Reanimator list, it's like Plan A, Reanimate. Plan B, Blue Black Control. This is a similar kind of thing. Plan A, Painter Grindstone. Plan B, I'm a control deck. You know, I mean, I can attack you with Vendilion Clicks and Mind Sculpt you with Jace. And I love that.
He's just about the best Mind Sculptor there is.
He is. I think you could go as far as saying he is the Mind Sculptor. I think that on the card, I just need to get them altered where the is underlined. I have to have somebody alter those. That would be.
Is that like? I mean, my Twitter name is JVLTMS. So
there you go. Is that Jacob Van Lunen, the middle school? Is that?
It should have been AMS, A Mind Sculptor.
Yeah, Jace is the Mind Sculptor.
TOMS, the other Mind Sculptor.
The other Mind Sculptor. So now on the other side, John Piazza with Goblins. Goblins is a deck similar in a way to Painter Stone in that it disappears and then comes kind of out of nowhere. This time last year, Goblins was the deck to beat in Legacy because I remember I was doing San Jose coverage and Goblins had just won the last Legacy Open and then it won in San Jose. So Goblins was the deck to beat at the time.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, whenever the format becomes more creature-centric, like these decks like Maverick become more popular, things like that. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. Maverick is a deck that it's a green-white aggro deck that splashes red often and sometimes splashes blue. And it does well against the combo decks and has, it plays a lot of powerful spells. So really that's a recipe for good things in Legacy. All right, and John looks like he's going down to 6 cards here with his Goblin deck. And I'm not sure who won Game 1 and who won Game 2. I think that Jason Dank picks up Fire Spouts and Hydroblasts, which could both be used to great effect here, while John Piazza might be just trying to get an active Jit. That looks like his main plan in this type of matchup.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm Goblin Tinkerer, the Painter Serving Grindstone.
What's that? A Goblin Welder or Goblin Tinkerer?
Tinkerer.
Is that Slowbad? Goblin Tinkerer? Is that or you?
No, Goblin Tinkerer. I think it's like you destroy an artifact with him, and then you flip a coin, and if you lose the flip, he dies or something. Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, Goblin Tinkerer. See, there's Goblin Tinkerer, and then there's Slowbag Goblin Tinkerer, and that's what I was thinking of. Goblin Tinkerer is a 1/2 for a red and 1, and you can pay a red and tap it to destroy target artifact. Artifact deals damage to equal to its total casting cost to Goblin Tinkerer. So.
Okay, so Jason Dank won Game 1 on the draw, and now he's going to have the play for Game 3 because Piazza won Game 2. Now, turn 1 Vial for Goblins. That's just about the perfect card you want.
Yeah.
Now, that Aether Vial, a From the Vault edition of Aether Vial.
Yes, which is why I kind of looked at it sideways. I'm kind of, what is that? Oh, it's Aether Vial.
All right, let's Jason Dank, the shiny deck over here. See what he has for us for turn 2. Alright, another fetch land from Jason Dank. He's going to drop him down to 18. Probably going to grab another basic island. Alright. I like that he's playing around Wasteland here. And it's a counterbalance. And it's surprisingly weak here because his opponent started with a turn 1 Vial.
Yeah, Vial is definitely going to pose problems for Jason if he's trying to rely on that counterbalance to slow things down. All right, here we go. Casts.
Oh, that would have been better the other way.
Yeah, exactly. rather have the spell snare to snare the Goblin Pile Driver.
Goblin Pile Driver is protected from blue, so it's going to be somewhat difficult to deal with. Now, something I like to do when I'm playing Painter Stone and I'm playing against red decks is you know, they're so used to you naming blue,
Right.
so you can remove any card of Force of Will and things like that they sideboard in their Pyroblast or their Red Elemental Blast. So when I cast my Painter Servant, they're just like green.
Right. There's no green cards anywhere in this in either of these lists.
All right, a Trinket Mage from Jason Dank. Let's see what this picks up. Is he going to get his Engineered Explosives? Is he going to get his Sensei's Dividing Top? Or is he going to go ahead and grab just the Grindstone? Interested to find out. And
Those
he
are the
chooses
top,
to go the
yeah.
Sensei Top. I mean, it seems like a reasonable choice. He has a counterbalance in play. Perhaps he has some way to deal with the Vial at this point. And
Yeah,
he's
it is.
planning on just taking the game over with counterbalance top.
All right, Vials and Goblin Lackey. Piazza with all the alternate art guys, giving me pause for a second. I think there's an alternate Goblin pile driver, but that's not that. So he doesn't have all the alternate art, but
Lots of it, though.
yeah. It is interesting that he went for the top, even though there's a Vial there, because
The
yeah,
Vial's really good.
Vial's just gonna wreck him. I mean, I don't know if he didn't see Vial in either of the previous games, but it seems to me that if he had, maybe he would have even sided out the counterbalance, since it just doesn't seem great against Vial. And instead, I'd rather focus on more cards that can counter Vial or can deal with Vial. I don't know what he's got here.
Surprising to me, too.
Spell Pierce, not terrible if he's on the play, but
Well, I mean,
he's
I don't
got
think
2
he keeps
Ancient
Spell
Grudge.
Pierce in.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of ways to counter the Vial. Yeah, but he's got 2 Ancient Grudge though, so I
think he just combos his opponent, right? Like I think he should just be like aggressively trying to combo. Like,
right,
I
other
don't
combo, not counterbalance top combo.
Yeah, not counterbalance top
Grindstone.
combo. I feel like a lot of players who play these combo decks, like they condition themselves so much because they play against all these blue decks that they forget that their deck. The reason they're playing their deck is because it's this it's this powerful machine that has the capability of killing its opponent on like the 3rd or 4th turn.
Yeah.
And Painted Stone has those capabilities, and it gets to play. It's got the luxury of playing powerful spells like Counterbalance and Sensei Top and Brainstorm and Force of Will, and all these things that you'd expect to see in the best decks in Legacy. But at the same time, it doesn't have to sit around and wait. It can just win at will. Right. So Jason Dank brainstorming here. Let's see. Now I'm interested to see that he brainstormed during his main phase. I mean, he must not have a land, and maybe even have another brainstorm or something. It seems odd. The brainstorm combos very nicely with the counterbalance. If you've ever cast a 1-mana dismiss, pretty good.
He needs to find. I mean, he's actually, he may even have something like Ancient Grudge, but he doesn't have access to red or green mana here.
Right now, he's just fetched a bunch of islands. He's trying to dodge Wasteland. But he kind of screwed himself here. His opponent drew 1 Wasteland, and he had to play non-basic anyway.
Yeah, and that was where he lost his Volcanic Island.
So where's that pile driver art from? Not the pile driver.
The Lackey. I want to say it's from one of the From the Vaults sets. I'll find out right now.
It's pretty cool. I don't know if I've seen that.
From the Vault Exiled.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a Judge promo Goblin pile driver with what I think is actually worse art. I like the Matt Cavada art, the original art, better than this one, but... Alright, well...
Ooh, an Earwig squad. Prowlin.
Prowl is something we barely saw in Standard, but here it is in Legacy.
Yeah, I mean, Earwig Squad's one of those cards that he's playing Goblins.
Yeah.
And is John just gonna take all the grindstones out of Jason's deck?
Yeah, how many grindstones does he play? Just 2.
Just 2. I mean, that's gonna make it really hard for Jason to win this game. I mean, he still can win. He can attack with V-Click, he can attack with Trinket Mage, he can attack with Servant even. And he also has Jace, and Jace does some magical things, so...
That's true. Alright, I'll take this, and I'll take Engineered Explosives, and I'll take... Yeah, this is looking real rough for Jason.
Well, I mean, if he took only one stone out of the whole deck, then Jason probably has a stone in his hand, right?
Yeah, if he can't find the second grindstone, my guess would be not that he sided it out. It would be that he's got it in his hand.
I would agree.
I see you're really getting into this Mind Sculptor persona, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'm going hood up right now.
JBL, put the hood up in the booth here. I mean, it did start to drizzle a couple minutes ago, so...
Please resolve your Earwig Squad trigger.
It's like the old Jester's Cap. Man, were you playing back Ice Age when Jester's Cap came out? Like,
yeah, I remember Jester's Cap back when it was awesome.
Yeah, back when it was like a $25, $30 card. It was the Jace of the time where it was like,
it was
everybody
like
needs
card.
Jester's Cap.
I mean, you only really played 1 or 2 of it, right?
I don't know. I think when
I mean, that was like ages ago. Like, I remember...
It was 1995
yeah.
when Ice Age came out.
I remember not having the internet in my house and, like, going to my dad's office and getting to look at the internet and looking at all the different Magic cards, you know?
So he takes a Fire Spout, an Engineered Explosives, and a Grindstone. I think not seeing the other...
mix of cards.
I think that means the other Grindstone's in Jason's hand.
Yeah.
I think
maybe the other Fire Spout's in his hand, too.
Which may be exactly why he didn't grab the Grindstone earlier when he grabbed the top. And we were thinking, does he grab the top or the Grindstone? I think that gave John some pause, going, well, I had a plan for exactly what I was going to remove. Now I need to think of which of these cards to remove because there's no Grindstone here. Well, there's only one Grindstone. So
that's interesting. Like, Jason didn't play his top last turn, but you know, we know he has Spell Snare in his hand because he revealed it off the top of his deck with the blind counterbalance. And if you ever play against me, you should know that you should just play counterbalance right away because my opponents hit blind counterbalance 100% of the time.
All right, well, there's Trinket Mage. About a turn late. I mean, how many Engineered Explosives does he play? Just 1. So, I mean, if he would have been able to have that Trinket Mage a turn earlier, he could have had the Explosives himself rather than have it removed from the deck.
Yeah, so we'd just like to clear something up that there actually is not feedback. The convention center has a massive heater that's blowing on us, so that's the noise you're hearing, and we apologize for that, but if we have no heat, we will die because we're in Cincinnati. And
it was 12 degrees earlier. when I walked over here. All right, there's the top. So we've got Counterbalance, top, and Trinket Mage. You know, did you see what he got with the Trinket Mage? I was paying attention to the heater situation. I was reading our teleprompter.
I don't know. Hopefully we can find out. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was also paying attention to the heater situation.
Right, I was reading the teleprompter, and then when I looked back, it was done. All right, well, Academy Ruins taps to activate the top.
And upkeep top activation. And Jason's at 10 here, and he's dangerously low. That Aether Vial could just kill him out of nowhere. Any goblin coming down on Jason's end step for John would make John's board lethal. So.
All right. Well, there's a mountain for Jason. So.
All right, and activates top again. Presumably looking for a fire spout right now.
Yeah, he plays 2 in the board, and 1 disappeared to that earwig squad. Kind of got in Jason's ear and ripped out the memory of that one's fire spout.
Imagine a wig made out of ears. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
All right, Jason, taking 8 here if he doesn't have something to do, and he's going to fall down to 2. Can end a turn top activation for Jason, and he's got to find something and quick. But even if he does find something, the Aether Vial makes it very, very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about top is if you can't manipulate the top of your library, and you can't like shuffle your deck or something, top can just show you your doom like a couple turns ahead, since you know what you're drawing. You know what's coming up.
Jason's digging really hard.
Yeah. But he doesn't seem to have a way to shuffle.
Yeah, I think Jason is lamenting his loss at this point. That's what it looks like to me.
He's trying to think of something to do, but we don't know what's in his hand, but I can't imagine he has anything that could help him win. I mean,
yeah. And he decides.
And now he's looking. Did he have the grindstone? Yeah, there it is. I mean, couldn't he have grindstoned himself, or was it just too late? You know, just to get the crap off the top of his deck?
Yeah, I mean, he could have. Like,
it may have just been too late.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, he didn't really have an opportunity to use his mana.